Vishal and Shekhar, welcome to CNN News 18.
Good to be here.
That's it. First, congratulations for the stupendous success of Pathaan.
Thank you.
But the name Vishal and Shekhar is now synonymous with chartbusters because you have a long list of super hit songs that played an important role in a film's success. Be it songs like Das Bahane, Allah Ke Bande, Khuda Jane, Sheila Ki Jawani, Darde Disco, to name a few, to Ghungru and now Besharam Rang, which is a smash hit of a song which actually crashed all the music charts. After a long time came a song that genuinely was played on loop anywhere you go, right from the day it was dropped, that was December 12th. You know, as a creator, when you have a smasher of a song in your jukebox, and what was the waiting period like for you when it comes to release of the song? I'm sure it must be similar to the ones scientists experienced before the launch of a satellite.
I'm sure it's nothing like that. Luckily for us, songs are an expression of joy, an expression of love, expression of. I mean, we were having a really good time when we made it. Yes, you're right. The waiting period was intense because these songs were done between lockdown 1 and lockdown 2, and then the entire film was shot. Then the VFX, all of that, editing, etc., etc., and finally, years later, the songs gone to the people, and we're just grateful that that it received the love that it did. But you're right, the waiting period was like, "Yaar, kab aayegi? Come on, come on, come on, come on."
What was that night of 11th December? Was that a sleepless night for you to eagerly waiting कि सुबह गाना drop होगा, and because it was boomed, it was like it within minutes it was everywhere.
I think after so many years, Vishal and I have kind of more than being nervous about it, are very excited about it that our work comes in front of the audience. And the thing is, when we are making a song, we kind of feel the energy of it. We feel the energy while making it. Both of us subconsciously knowing that, yes, this definitely will make an impact when it comes out. And when you said we are associated with chartbusters, I think the audience is responsible for that. We just have a good time making them. We just have a good time. We celebrate our song when we make our song. And I think that's the reason it is translated so beautifully with everyone coming together. I think the success of the songs of Pathaan, I think everyone is responsible for it. It's a team effort which has kind of come together, and that's why the music has been loved, globally.
I think we definitely felt more than any stress per se. We felt a sense of responsibility because this was the return of Shah Rukh Khan.
I have a different question for that. Yeah, but what you're saying is right. But how many drafts or versions were made of Besharam Rang before arriving on the final version that we hear?
There were a couple of actually Besharam Hame To Loot Liya Milke Ishq Walon Ne was the hook line of already existing Mukda we had. We had a complete different first line, the following line going into Hame To Loot Liya Milke Ishq Walon. And then we decided that, Vishal and I are very big fans of the way old songs were structured. They used to be very small mukdas, simple mukdas. दो line, उसके बाद एक cross line, और end में जो वो first line जो वापस आ जाए.
And there was no hook, there was no chaiya chaiya or chappa chappa or word to latch onto. That trend started with these songs, chaiya chaiya and chappa chappa and so on and so forth. It started to become a more common format. Every song had a hook phrase. We specifically decided हमको वैसा नहीं, हमको मुखड़ा बनाना.
So we just went ahead with a very simple approach to the mukda, where it's a shorter mukda and not the long one.
And the melody itself is the hook.
So then I think, so we kept on jamming whenever we found time in the lockdown. It was really difficult to kind of coordinate us coming together, us meeting in that whole lockdown thing. But I think whenever we used to meet for Pathaan, it used to be, first of all, celebrating that we are sitting in the same room. We all used to be masked up. We used to have sanitizer bottles around us. It used to be, and we used to meet at the atrium downstairs in the YRF studios instead of going into a studio. And first feeling the joy कि अच्छा हम लोग बैठे हैं, इस पे काम हो रहा है, ये हो रहा है. And then we kind of decided, okay, chalo, let's try and make this again the mukra, short mukra, and then going straight away into the music and the antra. So I think that's how Besharam Rang was. There was a lot of many drafts, and then we came up to a draft which was a little more compact draft, which you're hearing at the moment.
You know, we now like to believe, and I think it's true, that each time you put Vishal-Shekhar, Siddharth Anand, and Shilpa Rao in a room, the outcome would be a super hit song. How would you like to describe your equation with Siddharth Anand, with whom you've only been delivering award-winning songs?
Siddharth, he is a very musical person. I personally feel and I think that the best process of his filmmaking is the making the music. He enjoys that the most. He loves kind of coming in with, and he's very familiar with all the new music all across the world.
We have videos, by the way, of him singing, recording his vocal on all the songs. कभी एक दिन उसको release करेंगे.
So he's also a global artist in his own right. Yeah. And Siddharth, basically, he's a very musical person, and he gives us a lot of
Galis. Oh, sorry, that's not what you were saying. Sorry, move on.
Yeah, please.
Now look, we are very close.
Actually, क्या है ना, हमारी दोस्ती इतनी strong है ना कि हम लोग कुछ भी कह सकते हैं एक दूसरे को या एक दूसरे के बारे में. But the thing is, to be like, हम लोग ने बहुत मस्ती की है, बहुत enjoy किया है और बहुत सिद्धार्थ के बारे में बोला है कि he does a lot of मस्ती in the studio and keeps on changing this, keeps on changing that, adds this, removes this. But to be very honest, he is such a musical man that he gets the best out of Vishal-Shekhar always.
मतलब चाहे वो मार के हो, चाहे वो गाली गलौज करके हो, चाहे वो मतलब I'm not joking, we have had fights at a level which you guys might like. कभी अगर वो I don't think like there's no way that we can say this stuff. We've had proper fights. You remember during Bang Bang and all, there was one antra that took 9 months. Just working on the lyrics of one antra. Anvita Dutt was working on the lyrics, and it took 9 months for him to approve. And we have during that antra, we have had career-defining fights, aisa. But at the end of the day, everything is beautiful. At the end of the day, when that stuff comes out, there's magic there, and it was worth that time, and that it was worth the struggle. You know, sometimes it flows like without any effort at all. You know, and then sometimes it gets stuck, and you need someone to tell you that what you're doing. The most important thing, someone who can tell you that what you're doing is not good enough in that moment. That we need to find something.
You can do better. It's very, yeah. So Vishal is the thing. So when Siddharth is sitting with us and we kind of jam on something, so we are kind of it's coming to a place where it actually caters to the requirement of the situation, but at the same time also
the songs are independent, like they work on their own as songs as well.
And also director's taste of music, also our taste of what we want to do. We want to break formats, and he's been, I tell you one thing, Siddharth is one of those people who's allowed us to kind of really break formats and do something, change structures. Anjana Anjani is an example of that. What we've done, Gungru from War, all that stuff.
Even Bang Bang, I think it excites Siddharth as much as us to have new sounds, to have a new idea, to have a new vibe in his songs. You know, which is exciting for us as composers. It's exciting to have a director like that who, even though he may not, like musically speaking, he may not be part of that process particularly, but his mind is fully that of a composer, someone who's looking for something new, something exciting, you know.
Also, after so many years of working, it's become like it's our responsibility to be, you know, to deliver something great for Siddharth. You know what I'm saying? When we are sitting in the room, we know that let's create something magical out there.
You know, I was reading this study which talk about how your mind ages along with the music, but one thing which is constant is you guys forever remain young. But at this point, please give us few lines of Besharam Rang.
Sure. हमें तो लूट लिया मिलके इश्क वालों ने, इतन किया अब तक इन ख्यालों ने, नशा चढ़ा जो शरीफी का उतार फेंका है, बेशरम रंग कहाँ देखा दुनिया वालों ने.
And it's esta noche la vida completa, segundo la vida es muy rica.
Yeah.
There we go.
You know,
Enjoy.
thank you. You know, the expectations were sky high from Pathaan right from the day the first teaser was released. Now, you share a great rapport with Shah Rukh Khan, who was returning to the big screen after 4 years. Was that an added pressure to deliver a soundtrack that will live up to the hype around the film and also to outdo your own past collaborations with Shah Rukh Khan with songs like Chamak Challo and Darde Disco, which was actually emerged as the anthem of 2007, I remember.
I promise you, we love Shah Rukh. We've had many incredible interactions with him. None of those interactions has ever been pressure inducing. It's always been joy inducing. It's always been let's work for something beautiful. Let's work to make something that affects people positively. It's never been like ये सक्सेस होना चाहिए या ये मतलब ये ब्लॉकबस्टर होना चाहिए या ये मतलब ओपनिंग लगनी never that conversation has never happened. It's always been let's do something exciting, let's do something new, let's do something like so for whatever it's worth, like I was we were discussing this earlier as well, our music is always made for the director, for and with the director, with the director's vision in mind. But for us, certainly, to see Shah Rukh go through everything he's been through, and then to see him stand tall, maintain dignity and composure, and come back, this was it's a watershed moment for all of us. So for us to be part of that has been a great pleasure.
The frenzy around the music of Pathaan has caused some loss to the theatre owners. Fans are not yeah.
Theater में कोई पटाखे ले कैसे जा सकता है? You need to kind of figure that out. Like the theater owners, honestly, we are deeply grateful for the audience's love. We're deeply apologetic जिस थिएटर को डैमेज हुआ, लेकिन आपके सिक्योरिटी को थोड़ा सा आप लोग चौकन्ना कर दीजिए कि पटाखे लेके कोई थिएटर में जा रहा है तो उसको रोक दीजिए.
That's what I wanted to ask. Fans are not complaining, but I'm sure have you got exhibitors knocking on your door complaining how people have lost control listening to the song and enjoying the soundtrack? Then the few of them, I'm sure you have seen those videos.
The one truth about the film business is nobody ever complains about success. If the public is loving it, they'll figure out.
It's amazing to see the videos which have been pouring in on Instagram about all the theaters, people dancing in the theaters to Jhume Jo Pathaan as well as Besharam Rang. I think when you see those visuals, you just want to be there. You want to be like, I wish I was in the theater while this was happening. This is unreal. Like this, the love has been outstanding. So thank you.
We are deeply grateful.
Thank you to the audience. Thank you.
You have described Besharam Rang as a confluence of genres, partly influenced by Afrobeat. Yes. What I want to ask you today is, do you get time to listen to new genres or new trends in music? Say like an Appiano, which is a combination of house music, jazz, lounge, with drum serving as one of the main elements.
We listen to everything, but more than listening for trends, as you've noticed, I'm sure over the years, we tend to set them. So, at the end of the day, because anything we do, you have to understand, the primary grounding is Indian music. Everything else is a flavoring. Everything else is a garnish. You understand? But what we do, our music is rooted in our heritage. Our music is rooted in our culture, both classical as well as Bollywood, and also our influences of global pop growing up. So all of that comes from there. We don't derive from.
We don't think that much.
That's actually the reality. Is this?
We don't think that much. We don't kind of really.
There's no mathematics
kind of pull something out as a reference or pull something out. But I think every day in our lives when we listen to music all across the world, seeing what artists are doing and everyone trying something new, especially our Indian artists, the brilliant Indian artists, the independent scene is massive. The DJs are doing some amazing work. The rappers are doing some amazing work. There are new music producers who are doing some amazing work. You keep on hearing all this stuff everywhere. And then when you kind of sit in a room together, subconsciously, the kind of audio waves which are kind of playing in your head at some point. And when you sit down, you don't bring in something as a reference, you don't think, but automatically when you kind of put down something, there is an influence of a very old, beautiful song, and there is an influence of a very new modern beat, or there is an inspiration of the structures of Panchamda, or there's inspiration of our own work, which we feel, which we had done so many years ago. How nicely we kind of did something which was quite interesting back then, and how to kind of
bring that to 2023.
Yeah.
Sometimes the thing is, we don't actually, the truth is there is very little analysis involved. There's more joy, there's more fun, there's more people laughing, having a good time, thinking about the emotion that we want to express. वो कहीं ना कहीं वो हो जाता है.
Also, Vishal and I, in the last couple of years, we've kind of shortened our time of working. In the sense, we feel that we should spend an hour and a half together. And whatever comes organically and what happens on the spot needs to be loved and respected, instead of working for longer hours and working on 5-6 options and working on a longer format of working.
Yeah, it's for us. The thing is, that whole stress and the carrying the weight of it and all, वो हमने सब छोड़ दिया. We're just two guys making music, having a good time, and at the end of the day, trying to go home happy. Bus.
Exactly.
Beyond that, all. It's like someone said, is the creator of music more important or the listener more important? And the answer is that all music is about the listener, but the creator is the first listener. When you create it, you hear it for the first time in that room, and how you feel is how the audience feels.
And I think majorly the reason Vishal and Shekhar are loved so much, and our songs are loved with every single film which comes out, is I think the experience of us having a blast in the studio while we're making a song. Literally, from dancing, we go mental in the studio. We are like jumping around, we are dancing around, the beats are dropping, we are going insane with it, we're enjoying every single process. We are going back home, listening to the song which we just recorded in the day, playing it in the car, enjoying the vibe. I think that's getting translated to the audience, and that's why there's been so much of love from the audience.
Would you please, at this point, I can't move ahead without requesting you to.
पठान मेरी जान महफिल ही लुट जाए, दे दे जो जुबान मेरी जान उस पे मर मिट जाए. Okay, we knew it was coming to me as well.
There's a lot of.
इंतजार ही नहीं किया हमने.
Thank you. But there's a lot of talk going on new platforms are being launched for the metaverse involving NFT. How both of you are prepping for the same? Shekhar, you of course have launched your own label recently.
Yeah, it's called Garud Music.
Yeah,
I'm just enjoying the process of making songs. I'm just enjoying I'm not thinking about how it's all done, how it's put together. I'm just expressing and letting it out to the world. That's it.
But is there a plan to do something special for the metaverse from both of you?
I haven't studied that well to understand the whole NFT business yet, but soon we'll try and figure out how it's moving.
Both of you have been judged on music reality shows. We see Vishal every week on Indian Idol. How does being part of music reality shows helps establish singers in terms of their work? Do you think it increases their brand value as an artist? Because today we are living in a social media age, in the age of Insta Reels, where singers are almost becoming anonymous because consumers are only using the music and putting their own video.
Yeah, it's not about singers. See, you have to understand, we have a tradition of playback in this country. Yet nobody can ever say that Kishore Da was anonymous. His voice was, is to this day evocative of so many of our greatest leading men. But still Kishore Da is Kishore Da. His voice is his identity. As Lataji famously said, "Meri awaaz hi meri pehchan hai." Right? At the end of the day, the consumption of music keeps changing. The method of consumption of music keeps changing, but the method of production doesn't change. It's always something that comes out of, a musician's personal expression. That's what attaches you to the song. When people love a song, they find out who the singer is. They find out who that voice is. It may take a little longer because of the reels or whatever it is. But as far as reality shows are concerned, it's only the first step in any singer's journey. Getting recognized, being associated with your own voice is a great thing. How far that takes you depends on you, depends on your talent, depends on how much you're willing to work, how much effort you're willing to put into it. The same show has been incredibly beneficial for some people and not at all beneficial for other people. So it's clear that the show is not the objective. At the end of the day, the singer themselves and the way that they reach their people, that's the key, you know. So I hope that answers.
I think every artist kind of finds its own people who kind of, you know, follow them from their first performance onwards and gives them, like, our job as mentors on the show only kind of makes us witness to their growth from their first performance till their last performance.
So well put.
And also kind of enjoying the fact that their journey is kind of discussed. It's very interesting that I know Vishal interacts a lot with these contestants and knows about what you're doing next, what's happening, what you should do, and also us, both of us, sharing our experiences with these singers. Also, I think makes their journey a little more easier. It makes them a little more simple, and they realize that they have to work really hard to kind of.
Can I be honest? I mean, for whatever it's worth, a lot of people see our careers. They don't see us as people, right? So they see work that we did from 2002-3 onwards, that they have been listening to, that they have grown up with, so on and so forth. And 20 years later, they feel like, you know, these guys must be some, like, you know, they're sitting on higher chairs than everybody else and so on. When they meet us, I think they realize that to be a musician, you just have to be a normal person, enjoy yourself, have a good time, and be truthful to who you are as a person.
And Vishal and I are very accessible to all these things.
Yeah.
And on any shows of ours, they can come into our van, sit with us backstage, sing us the song before their performance, and we always mentoring them off screen also.
So basically the idea is to, I mean, also just let them know that, one, we are on their side, two, we would love to be, as encouraging as possible to their success. If we can help in any way, we're always there for that. That's pretty much it.
Finally, do you have a favorite version of Besharam Rang in Tamil or Telugu? And do you also like to collaborate with singers from the South, say like a Sid Sriram?
Oh, I love Sid Sriram. He's a dear friend and a killer.
He's brilliant. He's brilliant. So good.
Have you recorded with him?
We have interacted a lot online. We have not recorded with him yet because we haven't really hit that kind of song yet, but for sure we will. I heard what he did with Ajay and Atul in Marathi. My God, incredible.
We should work with him.
Absolutely. Sid is one of the leading.
But do you have apart from Hindi, favorite version of Tamil or Telugu of Besharam Rang?
I like the Tamil version very much. I like them both, actually.
I like both the versions.
I like the rhythmic nature of the vocal is different.
And honestly speaking, our songs, when they are dubbed, most of the times I kind of don't connect very strongly with it. But this time I really connected with the Tamil and Telugu.
Both are really nice.
Vishal-Shekhar, many thanks and wishing you many chart bursters. Hoping Pathaan music going to sweep all the awards this year. Thank you so much.
Honestly, we don't give one about
our biggest award is the audience loving our songs and loving Pathaan. So thank you so much. And Vishal, thank you for saying such great things about our music. And
Vishal has been chasing us. I just want to put this on record since before Pathaan came out to do this interview. So thank you.
We had a chat on first week and you said you wait on 12 December. 29 November was your birthday, and I remember when
he called on the 28th to do an interview on the 29th.
Thank you. All the best.
Vishal, thank you so much.